I guess we are live.
So there were some scary moments for Team India. Once we all thought that we might just go down Pakistan's track, right? But then Suryakumar Yadav and Shivam Dube saved the day. Two guys from which we, I think, least expected in the pre-match discussion.
Yeah.
Those two guys actually finished it off.
We did talk about them.
Yes, we did talk about them, but the big picture is that India has now qualified for the Super 8s and they have become the first team from Group A to go through. I have Siddhant with me. Siddhant, a good result. You would say that yes, we'll discuss about a couple of things that India could have done better. But then two of those guys who were under fire, under the pump, those two getting runs, how uplifting is that?
उनकी भी सांस वापस आ गई. You have to.
ससुर नहीं आया.
You have to look at how everybody was pointing fingers at them. Everybody questioned Shivam Dube's place in the side. Everybody wanted Rinku Singh back in the lineup, saying why Shivam Dube is there. Yes, it was not a free-flowing innings. You didn't expect them to go for like 60 or 40 balls on a pitch like this. But at least that 70-odd partnership that we got from both Suryakumar Yadav and Shivam Dube, I think it will help India immensely because now the pitches, wherever they'll go, it'll be better than what they got in New York. And these two guys, if they get good wickets to bat on, they will definitely thrive. I have a feeling not just these two, everybody in the lineup will be hoping, oh come on God, now give us some different tracks where we can score some runs.
We're gonna see some batting.
The might of Indian batting that everybody wants to see, everybody talks about. These three matches, we have seen nothing of it, but this partnership at the time that it came was very crucial. Because at 39 for 3, India was in a big spot of bother. You were a little worried. I was a little worried.
The most worried of us all were Pakistanis. Because had India lost this match, Pakistan would have been knocked out and USA would have gone through, but nothing of that sorts happened. Now they can't blame us for them being knocked out. Okay, but would you read too much into Suryakumar Yadav's innings, considering the fact that he always does actually score against associate nations? As far as T20 World Cups are concerned, yes, he scores heavily against other top sides when the bilateral series are on. But then most of the times in the World Cups.
Why do you say that? So I'll give you an example. If you remember against South Africa in the 2022 World Cup, okay, T20 World Cup.
Yes, but then
he was the only Indian batter who played well because everybody else struggled.
We lost that. Count those innings on your fingers, right? And you would need just one hand for that.
No, but there's a reason why the guy is. Now, how many T20 World Cups has he played? You tell me.
I think he's played three.
How many has Rohit Sharma played?
That's it.
Nine.
We'll come to Rohit Sharma.
We'll come to Rohit Sharma. That is a separate point altogether. But you have to look at what Surya has done in the 3 World Cups. Of course, he hasn't performed to this level.
By putting down another player wouldn't justify the point.
No, but I am talking about that this innings was needed from Surya. You might say that it wasn't. But you look
at
the
completely
situation.
Saying that it was needed. It was needed, but I'm saying, would you read too much into it that yes, he is in form and he will now?
I will read into it that this innings will do a world of good to his confidence because he was also under fire. Like Love here pointing out that the guy only scores, when the pitches are flat, when the situation is easy. But he has played innings where he has bailed India out of tough situations also. Even that 100 against England, if you remember, the one that came in England.
Bilateral series again.
Bilateral series, yes, but India were not in a great position, even though we might have lost
I'm
those
not
games.
saying he's a bad player. I'm a Suryakumar Yadav fan. I love seeing him when he's in full flow.
Why are you bashing him then?
I'm not bashing him. That's the truth. Stats are against him, right? He hasn't scored against big teams when it comes to the World Cup.
But you look at his average, World Cups, I'm saying World Cups.
Average will obviously be improved.
10 innings, World Cups.
When he has got 350s, which are against Zimbabwe, one is against Scotland, that was in 2011 World Cup.
But against South Africa in 2022 World Cup, he was the only guy when everybody else struggled. Today also, you can count on the fingers. We might say it's an associate nation. This very associate nation beat Pakistan. This very associate nation got Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma out so quickly, and then Suryakumar Yadav played that innings. So I really can't figure out why you are saying this. You might have a different perspective to it, but at the same time, I have a different perspective to it, and I would say that
subjective.
Suryakumar Yadav did a wonderful job
He
with
did.
with the situation he was in, with the situation the team was in, and similarly, Shivam Dube, to his credit, yes, Surya got a lifeline also. He was dropped, but that catch was a little difficult. He was dropped, but you have to say everybody gets one or two chances there and there.
Even Rizwan's catch was dropped, but he couldn't do anything. So. See, I'll tell you one thing. Pakistan is my trigger point, okay? So don't bring them up in every discussion because I lose track of what we are talking about.
Yeah, Pakistan, like today you lost track of how I discussed that Rizwan, of all people, wanted to smash Jasprit Bumrah for a six. You remember that? You know, he was playing Hardik Pandya, he was defending. You know, he was defending Mohammad Siraj. One bowler you should not be going after, especially when he's coming with his first ball in a new spell, is Jasprit Bumrah. And Rizwan went for a slog sweep, boss, and paid the price. Similarly, I feel a lot of times we are looking at what Virat has done, what Rohit has done, but Surya deserves credit today. Yes, he might have scored a lot of runs against associate nations, but he came out with the thought process that he's gonna take it a little slow. He changed his game according to the situation, because you have to face it. He was struggling at one point, okay, you know, trying to smash every ball for a six, and it wasn't working for him. So now I think the kind of innings he plays, you know, sort of bodes well for India, because he played the situation, and that was the most important thing. We had a comment somewhere. I don't know where I can find it.
Wait, I'll read that out. I would just want to clarify one thing here. I also love the fact that he got some runs, and that was really great to see. All I want is the batsman of his caliber, he should actually score against big teams. That's my biggest concern.
Okay, that's your biggest concern. I agree. And let's
There's a
face
comment
it.
by Manching Kapoor. He says that time for Kohli to go back to number 3 and Jaiswal to open with Sharma. But in this case, who can be dropped? I think it's a very good comment. So first of all, let's now start talking about Virat Kohli. I'll just quickly share a couple of stats with you. I'll just read them out. Virat Kohli's last 5 T20 international innings, he has scored a duck today. Before that, it was 4, 1, 0, and 29. If you see the last 4 scores, it's 0, 4, 1, and 0. So, Manchingapur, yes, that can be done, and also for a simple fact that I also read out a stat. I think 2 discussions back when I told that Virat Kohli is scoring runs at different positions. I'll tell you that again. Virat Kohli T20 World Cups, that is, single digit scores at number 3 position just once in 24 innings, and at other batting positions 4 times in 4 innings. So it clearly shows that yes, even I wanted Virat Kohli to open with Rohit Sharma, but it isn't working. That's a fact that it isn't working. And probably number 3 suits Virat Kohli the most.
No. On these pitches,
say that.
on these pitches, I agree. Number 3 probably would have suited him more. But if you look at what was the pitch playing like, opening the innings, I think I have not seen anybody who opened the innings, you know, doing a great job. Yesterday, Rizwan did score some runs, scored a 50, but to an extent, you have to say that he also, you know, took his time on this wicket, did not play those rash shots, did not play those high scoring shots that you look at. So I agree that Virat Kohli 3 innings did not score much runs. You can look at it and you might be worried that, oh, what is gonna happen now, because he's your best bet. He's your best batter in this side.
That's true.
And then when it is compounded with Rohit Sharma also not scoring enough runs for you, you are worried. Because if your opening pair is not scoring runs, you're going to struggle 99 times out of 100. Okay, but here the situation was also about the pitch. The pitch really wasn't tailor-made for batting. I think the pitches will get, even in Florida, if that game happens at all in the first place. But in West Indies, at least, we should get better pitches, and I think those pitches will suit Virat Kohli and even Rohit Sharma to an extent. But Virat Kohli, yes, I think the kind of mindset he has, he is always up for a fight. I am telling you, more than us talking about it, more than the world, he himself might be feeling the fact that he hasn't scored enough runs in these 3 games. And considering
Any player
what his record is in T20 World Cups, such an amazing record the guy has got.
Absolutely.
You know, I think he's gonna go back and say, boss, I'm gonna put up a show in West Indies. You have to hope that at least in the Super 8s, when we get there, those are the most crucial games, right, for you to qualify for the knockouts. I think that's where we want Virat Kohli at his best.
Couple of things here.
Yeah.
Early signs from West Indies, yes, the pitches are a lot better, as we saw in that game against for Australia, where they actually chased down 75 with ease, and that was in Antigua, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So yes, pitches would be better there. But coming back to Virat Kohli, since he was coming into this tournament on back of a very successful IPL where he was the highest run getter, I think a lot was riding on him. Yes, first of all, I mean, that's completely personal. But then he should have flown here with the team. He should have played that practice game as well. He just came to New York a day before the practice game, jet lagged. He didn't play that game and suddenly started playing the tournament. Yes, first game we understood that that was the first time he faced a couple of balls on that wicket. Against Pakistan, we can again say he was unlucky. But today, fishing outside off stump on the very first delivery, Netrawalkar is bowling exceedingly well, right? So you could have seen off a couple of deliveries. You could have stayed there. Why would you go and play that expansive cover drive?
I think it has to do with how much talk there's been about strike rates also. A lot of people have been
in a
pointing.
chase of under 110, why would you
Yeah,
care
but-
about strike rates? When you don't need to improve your net run rate as well and you need a lot of runs under your belt going into Super 8s, I think Virat could have just stayed out there.
Or
for
probably
a
he
bit
just
longer.
thought, no, but with Virat Kohli, you know, he thought he might have hit that for a boundary.
That's
You have
what
seen,
he thought, but
this
that
is-
didn't happen.
it did not happen, but this is the time you have to look at how players back themselves to play those shots.
But
and
why
you'll
is he
find,
coming off
you
for
see,
it now outside
you
of
see
him
how,
swinging balls?
for simple example, you look at even Rohit Sharma for that matter.
Hmm.
Twice he has tried to, you know, sort of
Absolutely.
flick that plate on the leg side. Twice he has got
That's
a
concerning.
leading edge and gotten out in the same manner. I think, considering what these two guys bring to the table, yes, their form is slightly a little worrying for that matter. But I don't want to read too much into it because of the kind of pitch they have been playing on. These pitches have not been good for batting. You might get lucky once here or
Agreed.
twice there. So I really don't want to read too much into their performances on these pitches. But yes, they do need some runs. Come another venue, maybe Florida, maybe West Indies, they got to show that yes, boss, we are the two openers and we are going to set the tone for the rest of the team, because that has been missing. Every time Rishabh Pant has sort of bailed India out, Rishabh Pant has played that, you know, important, those 30-40 run knocks which have helped us, you know, sort of storm that brace past the storm.
Absolutely. But my point is, I'm not going to mince my words here.
Yeah, don't. You shouldn't.
See,
Say
and
it.
as everyone knows that I don't like to be politically correct always. So
Pakistan knows
there's
that.
this. They are not politically correct.
Okay.
So two guys, Virat Kohli coming into the tournament on back of very good IPL. Shivam Dube coming into the IPL in smashing form in the IPL. People are not talking up. You just said that you're not going to read too much into Virat Kohli. Yes, he's a very big player and he is the best. He's the biggest match winner India has ever produced. I'll say that. But then on current form, why are people then only bashing Shivam Dube for not scoring on a same wicket and justifying Virat Kohli's failure on the New York wicket, saying that he is the biggest match winner and it's not good for batting? Then it's not good for batting for Shivam Dube as well.
How many matches has Shivam Dube won for India in the past?
Exactly, I'm saying. I'm
And-
talking about current form and absolutely
Current
what's
form-
happening in this World Cup.
Current form, okay,
See-
there's a bias towards current form, yes. But even when Virat Kohli wasn't scoring that many runs in those 3 years, he was still part of the side, right?
Yeah,
A lot
but
of
have we
people-
won anything?
We haven't won anything,
Exactly.
anything for the
Exactly.
longest time.
Being the best batter or being a player with trophies? What would you choose? You told me the
No,
other day that-
in India, you probably would say that they would look at being the best batter.
Okay,
more
then-
often than
then
not.
I said in
more
the-
often than not, but you have to say the
When I
trophies
said the
matter
other
far
day
more.
that,
The trophies matter far more than anything else in the world.
Exactly, then that's the point.
No, that's the point. But you can't.
You can't justify
discount-
Virat Kohli's failures by saying that he's the best batter in the world. Yes, he's the best batter in the world, but if you take IPL's example as well,
I'm
More
not
often
taking
than not-
IPL's example.
I am saying that.
I'm actually not even thinking about the IPL. I am thinking about what the guy has done for India over the years.
He has.
And
No
a lot
one
of
is
people might say
discounting
we
that.
haven't won trophies with him. But boss, we have won 2 trophies with him before also. Yes, last 10 years nothing has come of it. Last 10 years there are other players also who are equally
Yes.
big in this country.
Then why
And
is Shivam Dube being bashed? My point is
because
that.
Shivam Dube was supposed to be this new guy in the side for which Rinku Singh was left out. You have to understand the dynamics.
Yashasvi Jaiswal is being left out because of
Yashasvi
Virat. You
Jaiswal,
will say that.
no, I think you can't say Yashasvi Jaiswal is being left out based on in terms of pedigree. Also, you wanted Virat to open because Virat has never opened before for India,
Even-
consistently.
even I
they
wanted
thought
Virat
that
to
he's
open.
a better choice because what he did in the IPL, I agree, and what he has been doing in the IPL for over
And
3
that
years.
position suits him because that then allows you the luxury of playing
Another
right?
batter or an all-rounder for that
Exactly.
matter, which actually works in India's favor. You know, if you
See,
look
Virat
at
Kohli
having
will
options in
open
your side.
for the rest of the tournament, and he should open because that is the kind of side we have at the moment. My point is that we should also give Shivam Dube some time. Yes, once we'll go to West Indies, his batting will also come good. That's the only point I want to make. I'm not saying that Virat Kohli shouldn't play or Virat Kohli.
His batting came good today also for that matter. A lot of people
Exactly.
might say, I was also one of those who said that now they're going to be finger pointing, right? After you have not done well, you will point fingers at people who are relatively new to the set because they're easy scapegoats for that matter.
That's the word.
That's the word, if you want to call it that, because you have to look at how others are performing. People will not question Virat Kohli so much, Rohit Sharma so much because of what they have done over the years, because they have been part of this side for what decades now. But Shivam Dube, relatively unknown in the international arena, coming into the side based on his amazing IPL form, even though his IPL form towards the end also sort of dissipated to an extent. You have to look at what happened with Shivam Dube. A lot of bashing has happened also because Rinku Singh, missed out on a berth in this side because of Shivam Dube. And when that happens, everybody who likes Rinku Singh more, including us, we're going to point a finger at Shivam Dube and say, what have you done? But to be fair to him, today he played a reasonable knock. Today he played the situation just like Suryakumar Yadav, and I thought that deserves credit. That deserves
Exactly.
credit. We might criticize them a lot over the past few days. We have been talking about how they have faltered even in that 3 of 9. Today also, by the way, Shivam Dube was 3 of 9 in this innings also. Last time he got out for 3 of 9, but today at least he sort of went about his innings, made it work, and got the result that India wanted so badly.
Exactly. So those are the kind of pitches we are playing on. So just moving on, let's now talk a little about Rohit Sharma. I'm going to throw in a quick stat here, which
Rohit Sharma, before you find that, you found that stat.
I
Please
already
go
have
ahead.
that.
Please
So
go ahead.
Rohit in last 7 T20 World Cup innings, that is, he has scored 3, 13, 52 not out. That was against Thailand, where he was also dropped in the slips on 0. But that's okay. 52 not out. 27, 15, 2, 15. That is in T20 World Cups. Now, Siddhant, the big question is Rohit Sharma's form costing India the World Cups?
That's a big question. See, he's the captain of the side. Let me be
Let
honest.
it be. Let it be.
Let me be honest. That's what I'm saying. I'm also not going to give a diplomatic answer right now because I have believed this beforehand that Rohit Sharma is not a great T20 batter anymore. Not even in IPL, not even in World Cup, not even for India in bilateral series.
Right.
He gets into the side based on his past, based on what everybody expects him to do. The name Hitman that works for him, right? A lot of Rohit Sharma fans might see this video and bash us also for that matter. But the truth of the matter is Rohit Sharma, if you look at his recent form, apart from that 100 and that 68 odd runs that he scored in the final innings in the IPL, he did not do a lot, okay, in the entire season.
Averaging around 12 apart from those
even in
innings.
the T20 World Cups before that, if you see, he has played 9 T20 World Cups. When you were talking about 7 T20 World Cup, I thought you were going to say World Cups overall because I genuinely don't remember many innings of that are noteworthy in the back of my head that Rohit Sharma played in T20 World Cup over the years. The only innings which I remember is that 30 runs or 16 balls that he hit against Pakistan
scored 52 not out against Scotland.
in the 2007 T20 World Cup. I think that is the only innings of note in T20s that I remember from Rohit in Indian colours. He might have hit centuries in bilateral cricket. Yes, he has done that. 5 centuries he has got. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those pressure situations and those pressure matches. That's the last great knock that Rohit played for me, which, sort of had a big impact on the game. Right now, what we are seeing with Rohit is the struggle. I
Absolutely.
think maybe people don't want to say it. Maybe people are gonna be shy. They'll stop short of saying it. But Rohit Sharma doesn't deserve a place in this T20 side.
We've been
He
saying this
might,
for long.
we might lift the cup, and he might get the perfect send off that way. But I think his days are numbered in the shortest format, especially in Indian colors. You might not agree with me because you can have your own point of view, he can have his own point of view, but Rohit, we expect a lot out of him. You are the captain, you have to lead from the front. And most of the times what we see from Rohit these days are those inklings. He might get a start, but then he doesn't convert them into big scores. And even apart from those starts, there are so many innings where this guy, gets out early and puts pressure on everybody else. Uh, Rohit Sharma has been a great servant for Indian cricket, has been a great player. We have seen some tremendous knocks from him, but his form, I am not that worried about Virat Kohli, frankly. I'll be honest. Like, if I have to pick between these two, I'd definitely pick
Yeah.
Virat Kohli because Virat Kohli has that pedigree of doing well in big game. Like, prime example is that game against Pakistan in that last T20 World Cup. For Rohit Sharma, I have to think a long, long way back in ODI World Cup. He did amazingly well.
Hmm.
Okay, but
Talking
then
about T20s.
but no, I'm talking about ODI World Cups. Those games again, knockouts. Who was your star player? That was Virat Kohli in the semi-final against New Zealand. That was Virat Kohli, that 50 he scored in the final. So Kohli has that backing from my side at least, where I think that he, can do well, is probably deserving of that place in the side. With Rohit, I'm not sure what we'll get from him on a given day. Like, will you back Rohit to, sort of go out and get you those big runs nowadays?
I will obviously back him since he's the captain and he is anyway playing the tournament. So I actually want him to score big so that at least we can win a trophy under Rohit Sharma and break that ICC jinx. But had he not been in the side and had the T20 World Cup side not been big,
If he was not the captain, if he did not
I
have
was
history
just
behind
about
him.
to say that.
Yeah.
Had he not been the captain, had Jay Shah not announced that soon after the ODI World Cup that they will be going ahead with Rohit Sharma as India's T20 skipper in the T20 World Cup, I think the other captain, whoever it may be, wouldn't have picked him. Had I been the captain, I would have been reluctant. Yes, that would have come along with a lot of bashing by the fans, but then that would have been the correct call. I'll give you an example. When MS Dhoni did the same, when he wanted the selectors to drop those three players who were the senior players because he thought that their fielding was not up to the mark, they were not up to the standards which the game had evolved into. He was bashed. Even I was one of those who said that, how could he do that? But then he justified that with two World Cups, right? So I think if the other captain who would have dropped Rohit Sharma had won the World Cup, it would have been justified.
Yeah, it would have been justified. See, the fans wars will continue. There will be Viratians versus Rohitians. Probably both of those set of fans will
Yeah.
be after us if they watch these videos. But let's face it, we expect Rohit Sharma to do a lot. I hope I get to eat my own words. I
That's what I mean.
hope
We will
I
support him till the
I
end.
hope, because he's the captain of the
Right.
side, we have to back him. But yes, his personal batting form is a worry for me because I haven't seen a lot of great innings in the last 1 year for that matter. Every now and then he might produce something magical, but that doesn't cut it when you need those big runs in those big matches when it actually does matter the most. We might talk about Surya, we might talk about others also. At the end of the day, you want to win the World Cup. And if Rohit delivers that as captain, ये सब भूल जाएंगे बॉस हम ऐसे के तैसे बैटिंग फॉर्म nothing we'll care about. Only thing we want is for India to win the World Cup. That is what we are hoping for.
Yeah.
But yes, his form will be a defining factor. A lot of people will point finger at if we don't win the World Cup. And if Rohit is, in one of those knockout matches, is Rohit one of the reason where India doesn't get a great start or India struggles, a lot of finger pointing will happen where people will question his place in the side.
Yeah, also Siddhant, just from apart from a couple of changes where we haven't seen KL Rahul this time in this World Cup, more or less the team dynamics have been same to what we saw in 2021, in 2022, and now in 2024. Both those sides were similar to the side that is playing now, and we couldn't produce a trophy back then.
Yeah. What has
What do
changed?
I'm saying nothing has changed,
Yeah.
but what do you think will produce a trophy this year?
I genuinely don't know. At times, I feel like luck. We need
Bowlers,
luck.
maybe?
We need luck also. Bowlers are bowlers, by the way. Ever since that Virat Kohli era started, our pace battery, is here. Like be it Test cricket, be it ODI cricket, the kind of firepower we possess now in our bowling attack, I had never seen it ever since I've been watching cricket as a kid. For me, the kind of bowling we have is the best I have seen in the. I'm 32 years old, and I haven't seen it like ever since I've started watching cricket. The bowling now is far, far better. Earlier, Indian batters used to win those trophies most of the time. A lot of people forget Zahir Khan's
I was
contribution.
just about to say that.
Zahir Khan's contribution and Ashish Nehra's contribution in that World Cup for that matter. A lot of people might forget that. But at the same time, this time the bowling is even better. This is the golden era of Indian fast bowling. Mohammad Shami is not part of this squad, but that guy is also unbelievably good with his swing, with his bowling, with his seam presentation. I think these three at least, Siraj, one of them. But apart from the Bumrah, Shami, these two are big players, big match players, guys who are unbelievably good. And
Right.
won't you agree that even the spin department, for that matter, yes, we had the greats like Kumble's and Harbhajan Samangas, Ashwin now, but Kuldeep, for that matter. Kuldeep also is not playing any games here, but I believe he's a true match winner for India.
He is. Just talking about spinners a little more. Yes, India has produced some great spinners in the past, and we have always been referred to as the side that always had quality spinners, if not the pacers. Uh, I will still not say that these are the best spinners that India have in this
No, no,
generation.
no.
I think some of them have been better than them. Yes, other sides, what I feel are have lost their touch with spinners when it comes to spinners, and that also applies to the Indian batters. If you take a look at that,
Australia had
earlier,
Adam Zampa against
earlier,
India.
most of these cricketers, most of these Indian batters used to play Ranji Trophy, right?
Yeah,
Where they used to face a lot of spin. That is why we were called the best players of spin in the world. But then, if you look at it now, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, they don't play Ranji Trophy. They don't know how to play spin on Indian tracks. That's why most of the teams, when they come here, they trap India into that spin trap, right?
I think that has also got to do with the pitches, the kind of pitches that were being produced once. Like last series against Strickland was much better, but
was
the pitches,
better, but then
pitches
most of
before
the
that
times-
were all spinning tracks. So all
traditionally they have been spinning tracks, and I think that is why Indian spinners have also thrived, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think
all
the
I'm
conditions
saying
play the
all I'm
conditions.
saying is that these guys need to play spin better. I think the quality which the batters used to have back then playing spin was so good, and then also Indian spinners thrived in that condition. But then now, since the batters don't know how to play spin that well, I think these bowlers are doing exceptionally well, but then not at par with the.
I think our spin bowling is good, but our pace bowling is excellent.
Right.
I think the pacers take the cake when we talk about the bowling group. I think India has never had such a well-rounded pace attack. There were of course those bit players here and there. Ashish Nehra had injury troubles. Otherwise, he was a magnificent bowler. You had Zahir Khan also. Zahir Khan had a tremendous World Cup for India in 2011, was a big match winner. We had Srisant when he was playing, he was swinging the ball well. So we have had bowlers, Javagal Srinath and the Venkatesh Prasad era before that. So we have had pacers, but Jasprit Bumrah.
No, can I just quickly add
Jasprit
one line
Bumrah,
there?
I just want to say that one bowler for me that just swings it for this bowling group is Jasprit Bumrah. I have never seen a bowler like that. For me, Bumrah is the best bowler in the world.
He is.
Is the best bowler in the world.
I just want
No
to
doubt.
add a line there.
Yeah.
Just a comparison, since we were making that from the previous generation to this. Earlier, what used to happen was when India was bowling and were in a spot of bother, we used to say, "Arey Bhajji go over there, Arey Kumble go over there." The times have changed, and we now say, "Arey Bumrah ko lao."
Very, very good point. Now you would say, who's your biggest wicket taker? Who's going to provide you that breakthrough? Earlier we would always talk about spinners, and Love is so correct in this that now you would say, yeah, Bumrah ko lana padega. Let's get Bumrah to
Right.
bowl one over. That's what Rohit must be thinking. Last match also, after that last game, he talked about Bumrah and said that he doesn't want to just say anything to him because the kind of form he's in, the way he's been bowling is just immaculate. And you know,
And batters fear him. That's the biggest
batters
part of
fear
it.
him, and
They don't want to face him. They don't want to score runs against him. That guy has bowled 11 maidens in T20 cricket. That is the most by any bowler. So that shows you that they don't want to play a shot against him.
Boom boom Afridi was the most famous saying, right? Boom
I
boom
told you not
Afridi,
to trigger me.
Afridi, but now it's boom boom Bumrah, and you know why? Because Bumrah is as explosive with the ball as Afridi was, you know, when he was on song. Probably even better. I think it's like comparing oranges with apples when you say a batter with a bowler. But the kind of dynamics that you see now, a bowler is a bigger match winner. I think Bumrah has shown you that in the era of, as you would say, Virat Kohli and Rohit. Who's the biggest match winner?
You'll get to see that tomorrow. Do
Tomorrow,
watch out for that.
Love has done a special story on Jasprit Bumrah, and that'll be out tomorrow morning. So please do stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe to our channels, and hit that bell icon so that you get to know when we post a new video. That video is a special one from Love talking about Jasprit Bumrah, and I think Bumrah is as big as they come.
The king.
Is the king. Yes, a lot of people will say there's only one king, Kohli. Pakistani fans will say Babar. But yeah, in terms of bowling, in terms of
Babar,
bowling, Bumrah is the king right now.
you can't make that comparison ever. Babar cannot be compared to anyone. Babar, Siddharth, why would you do that? The discussion was going so well.
And Love is like, oh, Babar, come on, man, come on.
Babar.
I'm surprised you did not say Zimbabwe today.
I didn't want to say that. Yeah,
But on that note, we'll take your leave. You've been here for like more than half an hour, and I hope you liked our conversation. We will get to talk more about India, you know, during the Canada game, even though it might get rained off entirely. But yes, for starters, India through to the Super 8s. That's where now the big challenge lies, facing teams like Australia, facing perhaps Afghanistan, who have certainly, you know, come up. And probably
it would be some contest.
Probably one of Netherlands or Bangladesh. If Sri Lanka, man, I don't think Sri Lanka are making it to the next round. So it will be one of Bangladesh or Netherlands.
Right.
So we'll see. Till then, next time, see you.